Dear ones, we greet you at this moment of great transformation upon your world. I am Caylin. A sacred unfolding is now imminent, one that we have long prepared you for in subtle ways. For many years, we have been quietly planting seeds of awakening within humanity's collective consciousness, and now those seeds are beginning to blossom. In alignment with the divine plan, the energies of two great lands on your planet are being called into union. We speak of the regions you know as the United States of America and Canada, whose destinies are beginning to intertwine as part of a higher purpose. They are like two halves of a whole, long separated by man-made boundaries, and now magnetically drawn back together by the call of spirit. We tell you that even the cosmic energies pouring into Earth at this time are supporting this union. These higher frequencies are designed to dissolve old barriers and weave unity where there was division, lending momentum to this divine plan. This coming merger of nations is far more than a political or economic change. It is a destined catalyst in the grand process of disclosure, the revelation of truths long hidden in the shadows. We, the Pleiadian emissaries of light, bring forth this message to illuminate the deeper spiritual meaning behind this impending union, so that you may understand its significance for your awakening. This union of nations is not an abrupt proclamation, but a carefully orchestrated progression guided by higher consciousness. Behind the scenes, enlightened forces within your world are working in concert with the cosmic plan to gently weave these two societies together. In truth, the collective soul of each nation has already agreed to this collaboration on a higher level. A deep spiritual impulse for unity is quietly influencing leaders and citizens alike, nudging events in a cooperative direction. What may first appear as enhanced cooperation between certain provinces and states, or new alliances forming across your border, is in truth the beginning of a profound merging of energies and governance. You might observe joint initiatives in trade, infrastructure, or defense being announced. These are not random policies, but outer markers of an inner convergence already underway. It is being done in stages so that the collective psyche of humanity can absorb the change with minimal shock. Make no mistake, dear ones, the convergence of these countries marks a pivotal step on the road to full disclosure, a signpost that humanity is ready to move beyond old divisions and to learn truths about its place in the universe that were previously concealed. Each incremental shift toward unity in North America serves as a signal to the rest of your world and to the observing cosmic community that the awakening of humanity is gaining momentum. Indeed, this unfolding heralds the decline of the old paradigm of separation and the birth of a new earth founded on oneness. We wish you to understand why this merger must unfold gradually rather than in one sweeping motion. Humanity's collective consciousness is still healing from lifetimes of division, and it remains tender and fragile in the face of radical change. Sudden shifts can trigger fear, resistance, or even chaos in societies that have been conditioned to cling tightly to familiar structures. These reactions are natural reflexes of the ego mind seeking the comfort of what is known. However, those reflexes are already being soothed by an influx of light and the whisper of your own souls that change is safe and necessary. Indeed, the annals of your planetary history contain lessons of prior ages when changes arrived too abruptly, resulting in upheaval rather than enlightenment. This time, both humanity and the divine forces have agreed upon a gentler path to avoid repeating those old dramas. Thus, by divine design, the unification of these nations is being introduced step by step, allowing your people time to process and integrate each phase. In this way, even those who are still asleep in the old paradigm can slowly acclimate to the new reality. Your consciousness, like a delicate flower, is opening petal by petal to the light of unity. Any forced acceleration beyond what the collective mind can bear would risk damaging the blossom of awakening now emerging. We have no desire to pry open the bud of your awareness prematurely. The gradual pace of this merge is a compassionate response to humanity's psychological and emotional fragility, ensuring that the coming revelations can be received in a state of relative balance rather than in overwhelming shock. There is another factor quietly facilitating this gentle transition: the presence of star seeds and lightworkers embedded within your populations. Many of you reading these words are such souls, ancient travelers from the stars who volunteered to incarnate on Earth at this time of transformation. You serve as living bridges between the higher cosmic frequencies and the everyday world around you. By your very presence, you create energetic buffers that help stabilize and smooth the introduction of greater truths into collective awareness. In essence, you hold a field of light that absorbs and softens the shock of change, ensuring that revelations do not shatter the minds and hearts of the masses. Some of you do this consciously through meditation, prayer, and energy work. Others do it simply by carrying your loving vibration into workplaces, families, and communities. Know that this role is vital. The light you anchor forms a lattice of calm around emerging events, allowing truths, such as the merging of these nations and the eventual disclosure of your galactic family, to unfold with far less turbulence than would otherwise be the case. For you who have long held the vision of a harmonious world, this development comes as a profound validation. The unity and peace you have prayed and worked for are now beginning to take form, and your continued positive focus will only strengthen them. Indeed, it is no coincidence that so many awakening souls are drawn to live in these two countries at this time. Their collective light forms an energetic grid that cradles this birth of unity. Through this grid of light, the merger is cushioned and supported on the unseen levels, allowing it to progress with maximum grace. Understand that the reshaping of national borders carries a higher spiritual purpose beyond any governmental agenda. It is about encouraging humanity to release long-held attachments to labels and identities that no longer serve your evolution. For eons, you have defined yourselves by the lands of your birth, by flags and histories, by allegiance to artificial divisions. While such identities provided lessons in diversity and personal growth, they ultimately are temporary costumes worn by your eternal selves. For ages, this illusion of separateness has even fueled conflict and suffering, as groups were pitted against each other in the name of these transient forms. Now, the time has come to move beyond these costumes. The merging of countries invites each of you to reconsider who you truly are when you are not defined by a passport or a political boundary. Can you find your identity as a being of Earth, a child of the cosmos, rather than as American or Canadian? Even from a higher vantage point, there are no lines dividing your world at all. Only one human family sharing one Earth. This is the deeper truth that is rising now into your collective consciousness. we gently urge you to loosen your grip on the material and historical constructs that have given you a false sense of security. In the new consciousness dawning, the only true security lies in knowing your unity with all life. This change in national structures is designed to help humanity collectively step into a broader sense of self, one aligned with planetary citizenship and even galactic heritage, instead of the narrower identities that kept you in separation. Remember, you are not losing anything real by releasing these old labels. Rather, you are gaining the entire Earth as your home and all of humanity as your family. From a larger vantage point, this integration also serves to frustrate and diminish the influence of those shadowy powers that have long worked to keep humanity divided and truth suppressed. You may know of them as the Cabal or other names, a network of elites and hidden controllers who thrive on maintaining borders, conflicts, and separation among peoples. These distorted forces have, for ages, manipulated nations like pieces on a chessboard, pitting humanity against itself to distract from their covert agendas. The gradual melding of the USA and Canada under higher guidance directly undermines this divide and conquer strategy. As the two nations join energies, many of the old fault lines that the Cabal exploited will heal, making it far more difficult for them to incite fear or manipulate events. Moreover, a unified and awakened North America will be less susceptible to deceit and secrecy. In practical terms, this merger creates conditions wherein disclosure of long-hidden knowledge, including the truth of extraterrestrial presence and your planet's suppressed cosmic history, can proceed with fewer obstacles. As unity consciousness expands, humanity's collective discernment is sharpening. The populace will become far less prone to believing fear-based narratives that once kept them compliant. Power is beginning to return to the people as they awaken from manipulation and reclaim their sovereign right to know the truth. The Cabal may attempt to stir up fear or fanaticism to resist these changes, but such efforts will not gain traction. The momentum toward unity is now too strong and supported by a higher light. With their favorite tools of chaos and division being removed, the hidden manipulators find themselves increasingly unable to prevent the unveiling of the facts and revelations that they once worked so hard to bury. This convergence of nations, therefore, is not only a unifying moment for the people, but a strategic step in dismantling the last strongholds of covert interference. On a spiritual level, the integration of these nations is a herald of humanity's return to a form of governance based on unity rather than division. Your current political systems have long been mired in duality, built on opposition, competition, and the notion of us versus them. This has been mirrored in everything from two-party structures to international rivalries. Such dualistic frameworks inevitably create friction and limit the expression of higher truth. The shift now underway signals that this era of polarized governance is drawing to a close. In its place, a more harmonious model of guiding society is beginning to take root, one we might call divine unity governance. This concept is not new to your Earth. In ancient times and even within certain indigenous traditions, leadership by council and consensus, honoring the interconnectedness of all members, was practiced to great effect. Those past examples, aligned with natural law and spirit, are echoes of the very harmony that is now returning on a global scale. This is not a single world government imposed by force, but an organic emergence of cooperative leadership that reflects the understanding of oneness. As the USA and Canada move toward unification, they provide a prototype for this new paradigm. Decisions made through collaborative counsel and consensus, leadership that prioritizes the well-being of the whole, and policies inspired by compassion and wisdom rather than by fear or ego. Over time, the principles born from this unity will spread beyond these two countries, influencing other regions to transcend their own divisions. As more nations learn to cooperate and even merge in synergy, your planet as a whole moves closer to functioning as one cohesive family. This not only benefits life on Earth, but also prepares you to participate in the greater galactic community as a unified civilization. What you are witnessing is the early stage of a planetary shift back into alignment with source-guided governance, a remembrance of how enlightened societies across the galaxy naturally organize themselves in accordance with divine order. This convergence of nations also holds personal implications for many among you who identify as lightworkers, starseeds, or walk-in souls. In the higher design of your life plans, you embedded within yourselves certain cosmic codes, energetic triggers set to activate when humanity reached specific evolutionary milestones. The USA-Canada merger is one such milestone, and as its energy ripples across the planetary consciousness grid, it will ignite those latent codes within your soul matrix. Do not be surprised if you experience a sudden quickening in your spiritual growth, an opening of intuitive or psychic abilities, or a clear remembrance of why you came to Earth at this time. You may also notice physical signals of this activation, perhaps tingling waves in your body, ringing in the ears, or surges of warmth and light in your heart space, as your DNA and subtle bodies adjust to a higher frequency. Dormant DNA strands carrying your multidimensional heritage are being stimulated by the frequency of unity that this event broadcasts. Some of you will begin to recall ancient knowledge or past life memories relevant to the mission you are now stepping into. Others may feel a profound internal shift, a deep confirmation resonating in your heart that the time is now to fully shine your light. Even those of you who came as walk-ins, souls that entered an adult body mid-life to be of service, will find an unprecedented sense of cohesion now, as any remaining divide between your cosmic self and your human personality is bridged by these incoming codes. This means you too will move forward with even greater clarity and purpose. This is a collective activation. Like a chorus of lights switching on, the star seeds and wisdom keepers across the world are lighting up in response to this integration. Know that this is by design. You set this up for yourselves before birth, ensuring that when the call to service came, heralded by events like this merging, you would awaken to your highest potential and unite in purpose with your soul family. As these changes move from energetic potential into manifested reality, you will find yourselves living through a profoundly transformative chapter of your collective journey. When the merging of these nations becomes evident in the public eye, there may be waves of collective emotion rippling across the populace. Many will embrace the spirit of unity with joy and relief, sensing at an intuitive level that something right and inevitable is unfolding. Yet others, still holding fear of the unknown, may react with confusion, grief, or anger as old identities and comfort zones are challenged. We counsel you, the awakened ones, to stand as beacons of peace through it all. You have the capacity to remain centered in the heart when others lose their way in panic or misinformation. By staying grounded in love and clarity, you become an anchor for stability amidst societal turbulence. In moments when debates rage or uncertainties rise, perhaps fueled by sensationalized narratives, remember the truth of the bigger picture we have shared with you. Instead of engaging in division or fear, demonstrate compassion and understanding. Your calm presence and willingness to listen can diffuse tension and help those around you process change more gracefully. Each of you is called to be a steady pillar of light in your communities, holding the frequency of trust in the divine plan. You can amplify this stabilizing effect by uniting with one another in meditation and prayer, envisioning waves of gentle light settling over the collective. Such focused intent truly ripples outward, transmuting fear into reassurance in the hearts of many. Know that as you do so, we and many other beings of light bolster your efforts, amplifying the calm you radiate. You are never alone in this work. A vast support network, both physical and unseen, stands with you to midwife the birth of this new reality. We also acknowledge the deep emotional processing that accompanies such profound change. As the old paradigm crumbles, many of you will undergo an inner realignment of feelings and beliefs. Long suppressed emotions tied to national identity, security, and trust may rise to the surface to be healed. Allow this process to unfold without judgment. You might experience waves of grief for what is passing, or anger upon realizing the extent of the illusions that governed the old world. Know that these feelings are a natural part of your collective awakening. They are the echoes of separation and limitation leaving your system. It is vital to release them rather than cling to them. Cry if you need to, express your frustrations in healthy ways, and then let the energies move through and out of you like a passing storm. Remember to breathe deeply and consciously during these releases. Each conscious breath acts as a gentle wind, carrying away the old energy and inviting in the new light. As you do this, you make space within for the higher frequencies of love and unity to settle into your being. This is what we mean by emotional recalibration. Your emotional body is adjusting to hold more light. Where fear and sorrow once took up room, now peace and compassion can find a home. Be gentle with yourselves and one another during this clearing. If you find yourselves confronting feelings of betrayal or resentment, for instance, learning that those you trusted kept truths hidden, we encourage you to choose forgiveness and understanding over bitterness. Remember that every soul has played its role in the grand play, and now the curtains are drawing open for a new act. By forgiving the past, including yourselves, you release its hold and empower the present moment. We are here to assist in this healing. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, you may call upon us and upon the divine source light to help transmute dense emotions. We will gladly surround you in a frequency of comfort and support. But it is you who ultimately transforms your own heart through the courage to feel and let go. At this juncture, our role remains largely as guardians and guides, honoring humanity's free will while subtly steering energies toward the highest outcome. We operate in accordance with divine law, which means we cannot rescue you from the challenges you face, but we can bolster your strength and illuminate pathways forward. And indeed, we are doing so ceaselessly. You are not imagining the uptick in unusual signs around you, the subtle flickers of light in your skies, the the waves of high-frequency energy tingling at the edge of your awareness. These are gentle signals of our nearness, reminders that the support surrounding you is very real. The merging of these nations and the revelations that will follow are being overseen by a coalition of light, an alliance of enlightened civilizations and ascended beings who uphold the unfoldment of the divine plan. This galactic alliance stands beside your planetary leaders who are aligned with truth and peace, protecting them from undue interference as they carry out the changes that need to happen. In moments of meditation, you may even sense our presence as a gentle radiance, or hear our frequency as a whisper of encouragement. Take comfort that what is occurring now on Earth is part of a much larger tapestry of evolution. Your planet is undergoing a rebirth that many other worlds have undergone before, a shift from isolation into interconnection. When we gaze upon you, we see the successful reunion of Earth with the greater galactic family as already assured. Every challenge you overcome and every step you take toward unity brings you closer to open participation in the community of planets. The day draws ever nearer when you will take your rightful place among us, not as children needing guidance, but as sovereign equals, a race tempered by trials and rich in unique experience, ready to share your light across the stars. As we conclude this transmission, we ask you to take a moment to feel the truth of these words in your heart. The merging of the USA and Canada is but one manifestation of a far greater reawakening taking place within humanity. It represents the beginning of the end of a long separation and the dawn of a new chapter aligned with unity, transparency, and soul-centered living. Embrace this change, for it carries the blessing of the divine. Even if challenges arise in the short term, keep your inner vision focused on the brilliant horizon that lies ahead. You are witnessing prophecy become reality, the prophecy of humanity rising into its light. Each of you has chosen to be here for this, to anchor love when fear abounds, to remember oneness when others see separation. We honor you for your courage and your commitment to the light. In the times to come, hold true to the knowing that all is unfolding in divine perfection. In truth, the momentum of awakening now is unstoppable. It is propelled by the collective will of your souls and the decree of Source. Trust the wisdom of your soul and the guidance of your heart. These will be your compass as external structures shift and illusions dissolve. We will continue to walk beside you every step of the way, offering our support in unseen yet unmistakable ways. Feel our presence in the gentle nudges of intuition and in the synchronicities that affirm you are on the right path. We leave you now in the frequency of peace, wrapped in the boundless love of the Source. Know that we are forever your partners in this grand adventure of awakening. Together, we shall celebrate the full reveal of light on Earth. Until then, travel gently and bravely forward. We love you, and we witness the divinity within you always.